Hi, I'm Chip Rowan, and this is Good to Know. Today we are in the community of Dunbar, and we're here to talk about the upcoming annual Community Fest that's happening September 27th through the 29th. I have some ladies here that are going to give us all kinds of information about the fun things that are going to be happening. And first we have with us Janie Sandusky, and Janie is actually the president of the board for the community library here. We have Cindy Moog, and Cindy is actually president of the committee that's planning the festival. And we also have Linda Reschenberg, and Linda is, from what she actually probably runs the town, it sounds like. She's on a lot of things, the historical committee, and she's on the, works here with the festival. And we also have Emily Nicholson, and Emily is the librarian here at the library. So first, ladies, if you would tell us, where does the festival actually happen?
The festival happens here in the downtown area of Dunbar. And if anybody doesn't know how to get to Dunbar, if you're coming on Route 119 from Connellsville, you would turn left off of 119 there at the Butchco intersection and travel into Dunbar about 2 miles, and you come down into the town, and there'll be a large tent in the center of town. And that's where all the activities will be centered around.
Okay, great. And it's September 27, 28, 29. That's a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday.
Yes.
Activities start on Friday night about what time?
The Scouts will start selling food to individuals, and we will have bluegrass music starting at 7. Everybody interested, there'll be a 50-50 that night, and it's a good night of just family, entertainment for that. Yeah. And then Saturday is our day that we start the day-long entertainment for everyone, kicking off the morning with the 5K race. And this year we're proud to say that it's presented by Armstrong.
And we're proud to present that.
Yes, we really appreciate that help from you. And we'll be having our T-shirts printed this year with your logo on it as well to help advertise and tell everybody how pleased we are. Yeah, great. After the race, which starts at 8 in the morning, then the parade begins at 10:30, travels down through downtown Dunbar here. Anyone interested in being in the parade, we're always welcoming because we always want more people to participate. We have the Stilt Walkers coming back again this year. We have the Kennywood Trolley, who always has the senior citizens on it. Okay. And then the ball team and the Scouts, they'll all be a part of it. Okay, great. And then starting then at noon, the entertainment tent comes alive with the Dunbar and Miss Colonel pageant. And it's a fun time for little kids, and they really participate and get all excited about being dressed up. And we crown the Colonel and Miss Dunbar at that time. And then following that, we'll have the presentation to the Little League Baseball team. And
was Linda going to talk a little bit about
I think Linda can tell you more about those facts.
Linda, you want to tell us a little bit about the baseball team?
Wow, our Little League team won District 9 championship.
That's great.
So, yes, it's wonderful. So we are going to, the mayor actually is going to present them with,
an award of some type.
Some kind, I'm sorry. Yeah. And because this is the second year in a row that they've won that championship.
Well, that's great.
And we're really proud of them.
And you should be. I'm sure the whole town is proud of them. Yeah. Then what else is happening Saturday? Is there more Saturday?
Yes, we have more going on in the entertainment tent. We're going to have a talent show or an open mic contest for like the teens, like 10 to 16. So if you sing or you play an instrument or you're acrobat or whatever your talent may be, that's the time for that group of teenagers to show off their talents and take part. Then we have a pet contest, so anybody wants to bring their pet. That's a big event. People like to show off their dogs or their cats. We've even had goats and salamanders, whatever you want to bring.
Whatever you want to show off.
Show off, yes. And then a new event we have this year, besides the talent contest, we also are having a Cornhole Tournament. Okay. And that'll be handled by the mayor. He's going to sponsor that and take care of that. Great. And during all that time during the day, we have a car show going on. And
how are you going to fit all this in Dunbar?
It's surprising how large the town is. You never know what little nook and cranny we can squeeze something in. Right. And then we have food for everybody, right, Linda? That you.
Food sounds good. You have my interest now.
Okay, one of the things that I think I am most proud of with the Dunbar Community Fest is we have no outside food vendors. Okay. So all of the food that is sold during the fest is presented by all the Dunbar local churches and our civic organizations. Okay. Each group has their own specialty foods that they sell.
And what are some of those specialties? Could you tell me?
Oh, definitely.
Because it's getting close to dinner time now.
You're getting hungry, aren't you? Okay. Italian foods, pizzas, pierogies, cabbage and noodles. They're doing wraps this year. Of course, hamburgers and hot dogs and baked beans. And each individual church has their specialty. One church does homemade soups and pies.
Okay.
All homemade, you know.
That sounds great.
And no two churches sell the same thing.
Okay.
Except
now,
for
the
hot
food's
dogs.
available Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Just Saturday.
Just Saturday.
Just
Okay.
on
So you
Saturday.
had the ground bag at the other days?
Yes, you do. No, the Boy Scouts sell Friday night.
Okay.
And then the Boy Scouts also sell on Saturday night when all of the churches are done for the day.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. So how long are the churches selling food? Is there approximate time when they're out?
I would say anywhere from 4 to 6 o'clock, and then they're usually sold out.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
another thing I'd like to point out is that we sell no alcohol at the fest.
Okay.
So it's very family friendly.
Yeah, that sounds
and
like a great event.
We're really struggling to keep it that way.
Yeah. Well, this is 18 years, so apparently you're doing real well with
Well,
it.
we hope so.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. We had someone new join us here. Yeah.
You never know.
Scott Dunn.
Hi, Chip, right?
Great. Good to see you, Scott.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
He's the president of Borough Council.
Okay.
And we're very impressed with the amount of volunteers that also handle the Community Fest. Not only that, if you get fed a piece of food, it is made, it is served to you by a volunteer. It is, the whole town is filled with volunteers that day. Not only the Community Fest, our library, we have a staff of volunteers that come in for the library too, and we're very proud of them.
Great. Excellent. Yeah. I can see they've worked hard to put this together. Now, Cindy, you talked about Saturday. What's happening on Sunday then?
Well, we still have a few more things going on
Oh,
Saturday.
we're not done. Okay.
No, it's a
What are we here till midnight?
Not quite. If we can stretch it that far, we will. We have children's entertainment for them. We have the Bug Lady coming this year.
Okay.
And then also in the Dunbar Playground, there'll be games set up there and also a bounce house. And there'll be like 10 or 12 different games that children can take part of. There'll be a barrel train ride down the path. And then we have craft and food vendors. Well, not food vendors, craft vendors all through the town as well.
Okay. Wonderful.
So those all go on during the day.
You won't be able to miss it.
No, and then the big event, Linda puts on a duck derby.
What's a duck derby, Linda?
Well, probably about 15 years ago, I saw something on the news about maybe up in New York, and they were raising money for the American Heart Association, and they had a dump truck filled with ducks,
Rubber ducks.
and they dumped them in the river. And I thought, well, if New York can do it, we can do it. So I started the Dunbar Duck Derby, and we sell tickets for $1 a piece. And at 4 o'clock on Saturday, we put the ducks in the Dunbar Creek, and we get 3 winners out of it, cash prize winners.
That's great. Now, how do you buy a duck? Where do you buy those at? Here that day?
We sell tickets that day, and they're selling tickets throughout the town.
Okay, great.
Yes.
There's the tickets right there. They have the tickets right here. Now, can you buy the tickets here at the library? Is that
Sure.
okay?
Yes, they have some.
Okay, that's a great place to come. Any more on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
we're not done yet.
We have a band, Tanny Lynn and Shadow Creek. They're a band out of Morgantown. They've performed at Lion Square and was well, received. So we signed them up and hope everybody here enjoys them. And then Linda's the chair of the Dunbar Skit, which closes out the day, and it's a big finale for the Saturday events.
Okay, and now Sunday. How about Sunday?
Sunday we have an ecumenical church service in the tent, and that does close out the events.
What time does that start?
It starts at 10:30, and Pastor Dave Dewitt from the New Life Baptist Church, he is the one chairing it this year.
Okay.
And that takes care of the events for the weekend. But everybody should make sure that they see the Dunbar Skip, because each year it's a new theme, and it's a lot of Dunbar people that are willing to make a lot of fools of themselves that everybody packs the tent for to see how much fun.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the skit?
I can't tell you. It's
Oh,
always
it's a surprise. You'll have to come to see what happens with the
Usually a
skit.
surprise to us.
Okay, yeah. Maybe a surprise to people doing it too, huh? Just surprised everyone. Okay, parking and the shuttle. I hear they have a shuttle that runs.
Yes, we do, from 12 until about 4:30, continuously from the Action Oil parking lot to the downtown area here. There'll be a van running. Guy Rose is generous to donated for us every year with a driver, and he will shuttle anybody back and forth if they need parking.
So you just park at Action Oil and catch the shuttle down?
There's parking available anywhere here in town if you can get a spot, but
Right.
usually it gets filled up. So
Sounds like it's going to be full just with vendors.
it's a lot of things going on in Dunbar.
That's a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Glad to hear that. Now, the library is part of this, too. And do you want to talk?
Janie?
You've recently done a lot of renovations here and some improvements. You want to talk about that,
I
Jane?
haven't done it, but yes, we have done it. I'm very grateful. Scott Dunn represents the Borough Council, and they have worked magic in this room. The room you're standing in has been renovated, and we're just quite thrilled with it. So what we've been doing here is we've been trying to take the library from, and I say this with all love because I love books, not just a book place. It is a book place. We have books, and we try to keep up with the bestsellers, and we have a crowd that loves that. But we also are a place where the teens hang out. We have family game nights. We present workshops on important information, nutrition, health, safety, CPR, all kinds of things. Behind you here, you see our veterans wall. Cindy was instrumental in doing the banners along the street that comes into town, and was kind enough to make copies of photos. So we got their relatives to give us information on what they didn't give us. Cindy did. And
The Dunbar American Legion that sponsored the program. I just assisted the Ben on it.
But she assisted us because she printed them all off, and then we framed them. And then one of my former students, everybody works together here in Dunbar, which is so wonderful. Her name is Kelly Reese, Kelly Ferrier Reese, and she made the sign at the top. But we like to recognize our local veterans, and in fact, Legion meets here every second Monday, I think. But they meet here and use the facility. The Boy Scouts use our library in the winter for activities, and we're constantly trying to find services. We just did a summer reading program, and I think most importantly is we're not open as much as we'd like to be, but we're open consistently, and that's where Emily Nicholson comes in. She's our full-time, part-time person. Sounds silly, full-time, part-time, but she is. But she kind
She's
of
here the most.
she runs the desk and does all of that, and then we have volunteers like myself and Karen Hatfield and Julie Holland and Eileen Zebley and Michelle and other people who come in and help us do a myriad of things.
Now, what are your days and hours here at the library?
Well, we're open right now just 2 days a week, Tuesdays from 11 to 6 at night, and on Thursdays from 9 to 6. But if we got more volunteers, we'd be open more.
And if someone wants to volunteer,
Call the library. Its number's in the book, but it's 724-277-4775. But I want to say the one thing that I really appreciate is that Scott and all the Borough Council and the mayor and the ladies hiding back there who won't come out, Tammy Nedrow, they have partnered with us. And I just read that article in the Courier about, partnering with, and they got an award for Connellsville for on the wall there.
Right.
And
mural.
the mural, thank you. And that's what we've been doing here in Dunbar, and I'm just so proud to be a little piece of it. But they have partnered with us because you would not see what you see now. It's a small library, but we do serve people. They need.
And you're kind of
people.
like the heart of the community. It seems
Well,
like there's
we're
a
in the heart.
yeah.
Yes, but we have if you want to stop and have a cup of coffee, if you want to read the paper, if you want to look at a magazine, but we also have people come in who may not have home computers, or at least they don't have home printers, and so they may need to print off their license registration or a job application or apply for their benefits or whatever. And you'd be surprised how much we do serve that people in that capacity.
Now, the day of the fest, there's actually going to be a presentation about the library. Is that
Yes.
correct? Yeah.
Yes. Well, we want to tell people, I think a lot of people don't realize, Scott, you've said that, they don't really realize what all we're doing here. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
They,
So, and the importance of the library to our community can't be downplayed. We're trying to make a comeback in our town, and the library is certainly playing a part in that. And I always tell people, Dunbar may be the smallest town in Pennsylvania that has its own police, fire, library, post office, a museum. If you count the Historical Society as a museum, our EMS is 2 miles away up at the fairground. So we have those amenities in place. So now we just need to go out and sell our town a little bit,
Right.
and and tell people that we're open for business, and the library is a big part of that, and so will the Sheepskin Trail be a part of that. Bikers are trained to, when they get to a town, to find the library.
And
so
we have had many people come
yeah,
in.
and this will be the first place that a lot of our visitors to town come. So it's very important to have a presentable library and have a staff and all that fun stuff.
That's great. Well, I commend all of you for what you do here in your community. So certainly,
because I would be very remiss. I am only one of the board members. We have Charlie and Kathy Kraus, and we have Rich Kasunik Jr. and Monica Trimbath and Peggy Rankin, and it's just such a tight group of people who have been 110% behind everything that happens here. And so I'm just the face tonight. Yeah. But it's a dedicated group of people. But what Scott said is that we sell bottled water here. We keep snacks here for people who are coming in off the trail. And free coffee and free homemade goods that we offer to people. But we try to be welcoming to people.
Right. Well, great job with that, and great job with the renovations here. I think it looks wonderful. And
that's the credit of Zane Meller, who did it for the borough. And
well, it looks great. Yes. So stop here and check it out. Anything else on the fest, Cindy? Anything that we missed?
No, we're just looking for a great weekend and lots of people to come visit Dunbar and have a good time.
No rain.
No rain. Yeah, good weather. That's right. Anything else, Linda?
I always like to point out to everyone that whenever we have our first meeting, which is usually February or March, before the meeting is over, we take a vote that on Fest Day it be 70 and sunny.
Okay, that's
so you
good.
all know the weather's going to be good, and you should all come to Dunbar.
That's right.
Okay.
And the dates are September 27th through the 29th. That's the 18th Annual Dunbar Community Fest, so make sure you come out and enjoy the fun here. This is Good to Know.